Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to the Form 2 final examination revision for maths. This is the part 3. Now previously we did a lot of topics. You can go through the previous 2 videos if you want to, and then we did until practice 10. That was good. And then now in this video we are going to start with solving the inequalities. That means you will have to show steps. Maybe. If it's in MC, you don't. But if it's in short questions or long questions, you do. Short questions, you don't. You just need to write the answer. But then if it's in long questions, like section C, because we follow the TSA marking schemes, right? So you will have to show. Now, how do I do this? Here. 4x minus 16 less than 0. So basically, how we do this is finding solution of x. X is here. The things further from this is negative 16. So your first step is to move this negative 16 to the other side. So if it's negative here, going to the other side, it will be plus 16. And the 0 plus 16 is 16. And then now this is 4 times x. 4 times what is 16 first of all? 4 times 4. So we know the answer, but we need to show steps. So if x4 is times here, so going to the other side, it will be dividing. 16 divided by 4, 4. So that is your final answer, x less than 4. Just show me this answer. You don't have to show me anything else. Let's continue. So negative 20 goes to the other side first. It will be 5x, 0 plus 20, 20. And then 5 is multiplied here, going to the other side, it will be divided. So x equals less than 20 divided by 5, 4. So the answer is that one. And let's just continue. Negative 24 goes to the other side first. It becomes positive. So 0 plus 24, you get 24. And then 6 times x here. So if you don't want this 6 here, you divide it on the other side. 24 divided by 6, you can get 4. So your answer is x less than 4. Easy? Then let's continue. So negative 15 goes to the other side first. It becomes positive. So 0 plus 15, 15. And the 5 here is multiplied with x. And if you don't need that, you divide it on the other side. Always do the opposite. So 15 divided by 5, 3. So that is your answer. Let's continue. Negative 18 goes to the other side. You get that as positive. So 0 plus 18, 18. And then x is 18 divided by 6, which is less than 3. Okay, let's just continue. Negative 28 goes to the other side. You can get that as positive 28. And then 7 here is multiplied. Going to the other side will be divided. So x is less than 4. And then here, negative 30 goes to the other side. It will be positive 30. And the 6 is multiplied with x. So if you want to move it, you divide it on the other side. You should be able to get that as less than 5. Okay, these are just the steps. You don't need to show step if you're just given one single line. That means you just need to write the final answer. Okay, so let's move on to practice 12. You are given a pair of solution and see if it fits the equation or not. So A is 1, B is 4. Replace it, and if it equals to 0, then that is the answer. So A is 1, B is 4. What do you get? 4 times 1 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Oh, it is 0. So this is correct. Next, A is 5. So 4 times 5 minus B is negative 3. So you can get that as 20 plus 3, which is 23. Is that 0? No. See, easy. Let's just continue. So A is 2. B is 8. So 8 minus 8, you get that as 0. So is that correct? Yes. Let's continue. 4 times 6 minus negative 7, you can get that as 24. Negative, negative, positive. So 31. Is 31 equals to 0? No, it's not a yes, miss. Let's continue. Again, 4 times 3 minus 12, you get that as 12 minus 12, which is 0, so this is correct. And then 4 times 5 minus negative 6, you get that as 20 plus 6. 26 is not equal to 0, so no. And then next, same thing, 4 times 5 minus 20. 20 minus 20, you get that as 0, so this is correct. And then 4 times 5 minus negative 2, you get that as 20 plus 2, which is 22, not equals to 0, so no. And then the last pair, 4 times 2 minus 2 times 4, you get that as 8 minus 8, which is 0, so this is correct. And then 4 times 5 minus 2 bracket negative 4, so you get that as 20 plus 8, which is 28, not equals to 0, so this is wrong. So that's it for this worksheet, and we move on to practice 13. Now practice 13, this is a little harder than the previous ones, because this time you're given the value of a, but you have to find b from the equations given. Okay, so we know a's are these few values, so we click that, replace a by the numbers given. So let's do directly here. 3, a is negative 1 plus b plus 1 equals to 0. This is it, but I just need to find b, right? Nothing else. But let's open the bracket first. 3 times negative 1 is, click calculator, negative 3 plus b plus 1 equals to 0. And then we have to make sure our unknown is positive. It is positive here, so nothing to do. And then we click the numbers in calculator, negative 3 plus 1, negative 2. And b has no change. And then we have to find b. We don't need this negative 2 here, so move it to the other side. It will be positive 2. So that is your answer. b is 2. Positive 2, you don't need to write the positive sign. Easy. So let's do few, then you might understand. So a is 0 this time. So 3 times 0 plus b plus 1 equals to 0. 3 times 0 is 0, so nothing's there. So it's just b plus 1 equals to 0. And it's positive 1 here, going to the other side, it will be negative 1. So your answer is negative 1. Easy. And then last one. 3 times a is 2 plus b plus 1 equals to 0. 3 times 2 is 6, so 6 plus b plus 1 equals to 0. And then we all click the numbers together. 6 plus 1 is 7, so b plus 7 equals to 0. And if you don't need this 7 here, it's positive here, going to the other side, it will be negative. So your answer is negatives. So this will be like 3 marks. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, let's continue. So a plus 2b plus 1 equals to 0. This one. So we know a is negative 3 plus 2b plus 1 equals to 0. This one first. And the numbers, we do it together. Negative 3 plus 1, negative 2. So 2b minus 2. And this negative 2, if you don't need it, go to the other side, it will be positive. So 2b equals to 2. And we still have this number 2 here. So what we do is, if it's multiplied here, going to the other side, it will be divided. 2 divided by 2, 1. That's your answer. Okay, let's continue. The middle one. So we know a is 0 plus 2b plus 1 equals to 0. 0 has no meaning, so it's just 2b plus 1 equals to 0. It's positive 1 here, going to the other side, it will be negative 1. And then this 2 here is multiplied, so if you move it to the other side, it will be divided. So that is your answer. As long as b is single in the end, that's your answer. You have to find b only, not 2b, just b. Okay? And then this part. So a is 1 plus 2b plus 1 equals to 0. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2b plus 2 equals to 0. and this positive 2 here, so going to the other side it will be negative 2, and 2 here is multiply, so if you go to the other side it will be divided. So negative 2 divided by 2, you get negative 1. So that's your answer. Easy? That's good then. You also need to know how to draw on the graph after finding this. We should make that exercise too. Okay, here again, because we have 5 of these questions, so let's hurry up a little bit because it gets boring. It's the same method. So find the numbers first, use that, and then move it to the other side, and then divide by the unknown that's given. So A is negative 5 plus 4B plus 1 equals to 0. So numbers, deal with numbers first. Negative 5 plus 1, you get that as negative 4. So we write 4B negative 4 equals to 0. It's negative 4 here, going to the other side it will be positive 4, and the 4 here is multiplied with B, so if you go to the other side it will be divided. 4 divided by 4, 1. Same for the other one. A is 0 plus 4B plus 1 equals to 0. You're just left with 4B plus 1, and then 1 will be going to the other side, becomes negative 1. And then 4 here is multiplied, so if you go to the other side it will be divided. So that is your answer. Okay, next. A is 3 plus 4B plus 1 equals to 0. Numbers with numbers first. 3 plus 1, you can get that as positive 4. And that 4 goes to the other side now, so it becomes 4B equals to negative 4. 4 here is multiplied, so if you go to the other side it will be divided. So B is, you can use calculator, negative 4 divided by 4, negative 1. Easy. Then let's just continue. So this time A is also having more numbers. So 2 times negative 5 plus 4B plus 2 equals to 0. Right? 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. And then just continue. Numbers, deal with numbers first. So negative 10 plus 2, you can get that as negative 8. And negative 8 goes to the other side, it will be positive 8. And then 4 here is multiplied. If you go to the other side, it will be divided. So B is 2. Easy. Then let's just continue. So 2 times A is 0 plus 4B plus 2 equals to 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is just 2. Because this will be cancelled out, because 2 times 0, 0 times anything is 0. And then this positive 2 here goes to the other side, it will be negative 2. And the B here is multiplied by 4. If you go to the other side, it will be divided. And then click that in calculator, you should be able to get as negative 1 over 2. Easy. Let's just continue then. A is 3. 4B plus 2 equals to 0. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 4B plus 2 equals to 0. And the numbers with numbers. 6 plus 2 is 8. So 4B plus 8 equals to 0. 8 here is positive, goes to the other side, becomes negative. So 4B equals to negative 8. Now 4 here is multiplied with that B. So if you go to the other side, it will be divided and you're just left with negative 2. Always pause the video if you don't get it, or replay it, okay, till you're 100% sure. Okay, so last part of this. So A is negative 5, B we don't know, equals to 0. 3 times negative 5, negative 15 plus 4B plus 3 equals to 0. And then negative 15 plus 3, you can get that as negative 12. So 4B minus 12. And then it's negative 12 here, goes to the other side, it will be positive 12. And 4 is multiplied by that B. So if you go to the other side, it will be divided. 12 divided by 4, you get B as 3. Okay, continue. A is 0 now, so 3 times 0 plus 4B plus 3 equals to 0. 3 times 0 is 0. So this is cancelled out. So you're just left with 4b plus 3 equals to 0. It's positive 3 here goes to the other side. It will be negative 3. And 4 here is multiplied. So if you go to the other side, it will be divided. And that will be your answer. Okay, if I'm too quick, please slow down the video. Try to replay it, rewatch it, and until you're 100% sure you know how to do it. So a is 3, replace that. And the other things, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 4b plus 3 equals to 0. And then numbers, deal with numbers first. 9 plus 3, you can get that as 12. So 4b plus 12 equals to 0. It's positive 12 here, goes to the other side, it will be negative 12. And the 4 here is multiplied by b. So if you don't want that 4, you will divide it on the other side. And you get that as negative 3. And that's it. Easy. This was one of the hard ones because this requires a lot of calculation and time. But it's okay, right? And then that's it for this video. Because this topic, cylinder, CSA and TSA, will take time. So I'm gonna do that in next video. Till then, tata, bye bye. But these videos, part 4 to 6, I think, those will be uploaded a little later because this week I'm doing the first 13 exercises. And then afterwards 14, 15, 16, 17, those 18, 19 as well, I think. So those will be uploaded by next week. So till then, tada, bye bye, Allah Hafiz. Thank you so much for watching. And this was your part 3 of your final examination revision form 2 maths. Okay, so see you in next video. Allah Hafiz.